Look, when the 360 and the PS3 came out, it was revolutionary and changed gaming as we knew it. And its impact is still here today. That's when realistic graphics became a thing. That's when modern gaming truly begun. When I think about what happened in the industry around that time, I can't help but think about the death of the weird game. Thankfully, now we have indie teams who show love to all those different eras of gaming and bring them into modern times and kind of brought back the weird games a bit. One of the most beloved eras of gaming, though, especially for me, was the Rareware era. There have been a few games that are heavily inspired and even a few made by some of the original Rare team members. But until I played today's game, Ruffy and the Riverside, I had never seen anyone take that style and feeling and completely convert it into something new. Before I fully get started, I want to shout out Zocrates and Pirate PR for providing me with the early code for this game. And also shout out to Questbreak. Questbreak is a person who had completed Ruffy already and ended up helping me in a few situations where I was being really dumb and just not thinking clearly. And Questbreak helped me. Questbreak runs a website, questbreak.com, and they do really good reviews. They just did a review on Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo, and I didn't really know much about the game, but I really want to check it out now. Anyway, go check out questbreak.com. Thank you. Not an ad, literally just grateful for his help. Anyway, you guys, this game starts you off as a little bear, right? Which, first off, Ruffy could be a mascot for someone. This character design is so amazing, and he is just an amazing lead for this type of game. But Ruffy is just an average bear who has this swap ability. He works with this painter and kind of uses it for painting at first, and quickly, a story starts to unravel, as you would assume. And so you're able to copy different colors, different textures, even numbers and stuff like that, and all sorts of things that pretty much provide tons of puzzle variations. At first, I wasn't even that focused on the swap ability. I was just kind of running around like a platformer, but of course it's like the biggest part of the game, so I would suggest learning it right away and don't try to avoid it for a little bit like I did. And you will learn fairly quickly what type of things it can and can't do, how you can swap things, because there are some limitations with it. But this game doesn't overbear you at all with tutorials or anything, which can lead you to have to learn a bit on your own, which is a huge plus in my eyes. A lot of older style games were more that way, and I think it just leads people to connect with the game a lot better. I love how this game just gives you all sorts of insights by talking to people around the map. You will learn so much about the world and what you can do and things that you should look for just by talking to any NPC you can. You got your snakes that are a little pessimistic and seem to have a huge issue with moles. And a little tip I'll give you is definitely talk to all the birds, because they seem to have some of the best knowledge on most of the stuff around the world. So, and they tend to lead you to more secretive stuff. I think they literally brought the phrase "a little birdie told me" to life. And I love that. After you go through your whole introduction phase, it will open up to a fairly big world where you learn that, this is a collectathon, and it's not a bad collectathon at all. It has just the right amount of stuff, I believe, to not overbear you, but also not be too simple. In a Metroidvania kind of fashion, you kind of get introduced to all this stuff that you're like, how can I get there? How can I go up there? And some of the things you can progress, and if you want to stop and just try to do all the side stuff you can early, you could probably get a lot farther than I'm thinking. Similar to Metroidvanias, you kind of learn certain things along the way by progressing the main story that you'll be able to take back to some of those and be like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do here now. They have these puzzle potato things. They have a small creature that you have to rescue called the Atoy, and these guys are so cute and amazing. But as of right now, actually, I don't know if I'm going to even show the screen because my computer. But as of right now, I have not found one of these toys, which is preventing me from my platinum trophy. And it is driving me crazy. Most of these guys are pretty easy and it doesn't take too long, you know, especially at the end when you're like, all right, let me just go knock this out. But there is a couple in this game that will just have you losing your marbles, no pun intended. This game has a story that you wouldn't really expect from it, one that wasn't hooking me immediately, but it also never felt basic like most 3D platformers do nowadays. A quarter of the way in, I started loving the characters a lot more. And this is definitely part of the reason why I started thinking about Rare so much while playing this game. The characters in it are just so snarky and goofy. This is like if Conker had never been taken over by the Chris Sever guy and turned into this rated R game. It's kind of like if Conker just stayed wholesome. You got this little bee Pip, which I just kind of noticed partly through that he was just sliding in some very sly dialogue that you will miss if you're not reading too carefully. Honestly, there were a couple moments where I wish I could talk to Pip a bit more and maybe get a dialogue line that might hint at what we're doing. You know, there's one part in particular, but most of the time this game is easy enough and overthinking will really be your worst enemy here. I never knew what the price was for this game until writing this, but it is only $20 in the US. And this game is well worth your money if you're into 3D platformers at all. And fans of Conker and Banjo will be more than happy with this game. I play a lot of indie games, and only a handful of them ever make me feel satisfied when completing, and this one has earned its way to that group. I think Ruffy has a couple of specific spots that get just a little choppy for a moment. And me and Questbreak also both agreed that maybe some sort of checks or markers on the map that show completing of some of the collectibles, especially the Atoy, could really help out a lot of players in this. But I don't think there's any major flaws in this game, and even that is not necessary. I was so surprised with how good of a world they built with this game. And like any great game, they need great music, and this is no exception here. There's a particular song in A Small Village that is just a banger, and even the Bale Riding theme song of this is phenomenal. And I'm not exactly sure how I want to end my reviews, but maybe someday I'll develop like an official scale of grading or something. But I would like to just end this by saying, go play this game. I think this game is going to have a long-lasting impact in the indie world. I'm so excited to see if Ruffy has a future, maybe a sequel, perhaps a DLC. I don't know. But I think Ruffy should have another adventure in the future, and I would love to see this get expanded on. I would love to see more combat, you know, maybe a few more boss battles. But all in all, this was a very complete package, and honestly, the size and the scope of it is really amazing, especially for a lot of gamers now that I feel like don't always want to spend 20 to 40 hours in a game. You know, I think a lot of 5-hour games are amazing. A lot of 10-hour games are amazing, and they kind of hit their mark, and then they end, and they have their side content that they can offer that can let it expand. Thank you to anyone watching this still. If you're still here, you should drop like a like or a comment letting me know if you're interested in this game or if you have played this game already. If you want to see more reviews from me, drop a sub and let me know what games you want me to cover. But anyway, hope you all have a good one, and go play Ruffy in the Riverside. See you guys. Bye.